Hello, hello. So, I just got home and I was doing some yard work, and we're installing these mini splits on this house. So we're running this conduit and doing all the stuff outside, and I I bent all this conduit, not all this conduit. I bent a pipe, and then I realized I forgot that I had bought the the junction piece that connects to the electric box. That I bought the one that elbows out rather than the one that comes straight down. So all that, I was outside for like 30 minutes or something. Not that long. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I've never bent conduit pipe before. It's kind of interesting. But I kinked it a few times, but I got it down eventually. Not too difficult. It's pretty easy to bend this stuff. I was kind of dreading doing this, but it's actually not that difficult. But I fucked it up anyway, so it's start again from scratch. But I decided to come in because it's too damn hot outside. So, last time I shot a video, I was talking about doing sales videos for my business, and I did that. And it's funny because I can do these videos now. So I can do these videos now. I can just anytime I want, just hit the record button, and we're good to go. But the sales video for your business is very different than just talking about shit like this. So it was just funny because I can do this, and I used to have camera fright and all this kind of stuff, and I haven't had that with these forever. Ever since like video 1 or maybe video 2, I don't know. But I went to go shoot the sales video yesterday, or when was that? That was like a few days ago. And all that shit came back. All the stage fright, all the nerves, it all just came flooding back. The imposter syndrome, I was like, oh shit, this sucks. But I slept on it, and then I woke up and I did it. I did like a 2-minute video or something, and it worked. It worked. What do you know? Wouldn't you know it? When you actually do shit with your business, it works. But I don't have much money to throw right now, so I only threw $35 at my ad. Got 2 clients, closed one of them. The weirdest experience ever. But meeting with the other one on Friday, and I haven't got any other hits other than that. But pretty good. All things considered. So I spent $35. The insurance. So Insurance World is great because you get sort of residual income. So you sign someone up and you get paid every single month for however long they're your client, right? So in the individual insurance world, in this state anyways, it's $20 a month. So, I'll get $20 a month from the one guy, however long he stays a client. I mean, the guy was so weird. I think he was mentally retarded or something. There's a big language barrier plus mental retardation. It was the weirdest thing ever. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to. I'm not even going to finish that sentence. But if he's a client for 2 months, I paid for my ads, which is cool. And this other guy, if I get him, it'll be another $20 a month. So the idea behind insurance is you want to stack clients. The main issue with insurance, except life insurance can be pretty high ticket stuff. But most insurance, like health insurance and stuff, like disability insurance and this kind of shit, it's relatively low ticket. So you only get like $20 a month and whatever, right? But the nice part about low ticket is that it's easy as fuck and that anyone could do it. Anyone could probably do higher ticket stuff too. I don't really know. I've honestly never tried high ticket stuff, so I don't know how I'd fare. I don't think I'd do very well, but I could learn how to do it. I just haven't done it because it's never been in front of me, I guess. But the bad part about low ticket stuff is that you get bottom of the barrel retards. Yeah, there's no way around it. But anyway, all that aside, I joined a particular group, online group. I'm not going to mention what it is here. But in this group, I noticed that there's a ton of people who are working in 9-to-5 corporate jobs and fucking hate their lives. They don't seem to know how to get out. So what I want to talk about is, and I'm going to talk about it there too whenever I have an opportunity to. you'd be surprised how quickly you can get out of the 9 to 5 if you just grow a pair of balls. And I mean that sincerely. If you have any kind of skill, any kind of marketable skill, you can get out of your 9 to 5 like tomorrow, right? You have to find someone. Usually they want to be paid, and usually they're expensive. A lot of them actually fucking suck. But you need some kind of consultant / mentor / whatever, coach, right? Whatever terminology you want to use. You have to find someone like that who can guide you through it and say, hey, this is what you need to do. Hopefully, ideally, they help you do it, right? And they guide you. This is what you need to do. Run the ad. Put how much money in it. What do you need? Like, really, what do you need at the end of the day? What do you need to get started? You need, like, a Facebook account, some kind of Facebook account to run ads with, number one. Number two, you need, like, a website. You don't have to create some complicated freaking website or spend $5,000 to get a website done. Just go make some free bullshit in, like, 2 hours on free, what's it called? Oh, shit. I forgot the name of the website. Whatever. There's a million free, like, create your own website sites these days. It's not difficult. And it doesn't need to be perfect. So just go make something that, like, gets people that, your Facebook ad points people to your website, and their website has some means for them to contact you or gather their information so you can contact them, right? Like, that's what you need to do. That's literally all you need to do. I think you just need to shove a little bit of money into it. It's not difficult. I did that, and I have procrastinated for a long time because I don't know, for many reasons. It doesn't really matter why. The fact is, I was procrastinating, and I'm not anymore, which is good. But I did one fucking ad, and I got 2 clients. Come on now. Come on! It's like, just fucking do it, man. And my clients aren't worth very much. I mean, they are, but it's typically they're worth more long-term than short-term. If you're in some kind of trade, plumber, electrician, welding, one of these crazy kind of trades, you get big return right away. Anyway. So, I think, like, the 2 biggest reasons why people don't get out of the 9 to 5 is, number one, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, which is understandable, right? I don't expect you to know what you're doing. But you also have to not have this pride thing going on of like, well, I'm too good to ask for help or whatever. Like, no, fuck that, man. Just talk to someone and get some help. Pay someone for help if you need to. If you're in a 9 to 5, you should have money. If you don't have money, then you're retarded or something. I don't know. I'm not interested in that kind of shit. I'm interested in people taking the steps that they need to get to where they want. And number one, you have to drop all the pride shit and like, I didn't want to talk to that guy because he's not a believer or whatever. Fuck you, okay? Just talk to the guy. Who cares? Number one, that. Number two, they lack the balls to pull the trigger, which is another issue. And man, like, at some point, I haven't been a believer very long. It's been like 4 years or something. No, it's been like 5 years. But so it's been 5 years, but it was really only 4 years ago, right? I say that because the first freaking year I just spent doing nothing. I was jerking off in circle job. That makes no sense. I was fucking around. I was wasting my time. I was doing philosophizing up here and being useless and being stupid. And I think you do need to go through some phase of that, of like, what if, why, and all this kind of crap, and that's fine. And even if you want to continue doing that, that's fine too. I still do that, right? But that does not replace actually doing shit. And you have to come to this conclusion. There's a guy, this Korean guy that I knew. He's weird as hell. And, I used to like him a lot more than I do now, I'll put it that way. But 4 years ago, the guy was living out of his car. And he told me that he would just drive up there's a mountain that's close to our city. And he would just drive up this mountain because it was a lot colder up there, and he'd just sleep in his car. And that's how he was living. And I was in my stupid ass 9 to 5, and I was like, dude, don't you, like, isn't that uncomfortable? How do you live like that? What are you doing? Like, what the hell? That's crazy. Don't you want, like, a nice bed to lie in and material things and this kind of crap? And he was like, his response was just, no, I have Jesus. What do I need that crap for? Something like that. And it was just like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, holy shit, you're right, dude. I don't know if he actually believed that or not, or if he was just like playing tough guy, but you want to actually believe that. Like, that's the goal. That's the goal, is to actually believe that and to say, I don't need some fucking 9-to-5 job. And by the way, that was what made me quit my 9-to-5. I quit my 9-to-5. I had literally no skills whatsoever. I had no skills. I was so green. I was so useless. It fucking sucked. But guess what? I wouldn't do it any other way. It was the best move I made in my life. Number one, I got married in that time. I got married while I was fucking unemployed and useless. Number two, I learned so much. And number three, it corrected where I was looking. It forced a correction on me because I had to sit and say, okay, like, it's not about my fucking job. It's not about material shit. It's not about my comfort. It's about pursuing what I'm trying to go for. And I'm like moving the entire phone while I do this. But it's about pursuing where you're trying to get. And that's what fucking matters, okay? When we read... I think I've said this before on this channel, and I'm just going to say it again. When we read about, like, Abraham and David and whoever, right? We sit there and we judge and we say, well, he... These men had way more faith than we ever fucking, like... Yeah, we don't have an ounce of their faith. Dude, okay, David killed a bear and a lion, right? He killed a bear and a lion. The guy that virtually everyone in the country was afraid of, he was like, oh, fuck this, I'm going to go kill this guy. And he did! He did, right? We have, like, the gall to sit and judge him and say that he's, like, this horrible person. It's like, dude, yeah, okay, he made mistakes. You made mistakes too, okay? And if you actually had the fucking balls to go out there and start doing these kinds of things, you would find out that you make a lot more mistakes when you're trying to achieve. When you're actually trying to get somewhere, that's when the mistakes start flooding out of you. Because you don't even give them an opportunity otherwise, right? You're living this, like, completely predictable life, same exact routine every single day. How are you supposed to make a mistake? You're not going to make a mistake. You're living a life, like, intentionally trying to avoid mistakes, and that's the wrong way of living. That's not how you're supposed to live. So, all that aside, live like these guys. You have to live like these guys. You have to ask yourself, where are you putting your faith? Is the faith in God? If the faith is in God, then you should know that He will provide. And if He doesn't, you have to accept that. What way is there to live other than thy kingdom come, thy will be done? We were told this, by the way. We were told this, and we read this, and we gloss right over it. We hear Christ say, how are we supposed to pray? Oh, Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Boom, just like that. That's how we're supposed to pray. We're supposed to give absolute reverence and say, I can't even, like, speak your name because you're so holy. And then we're supposed to say, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Did my will be done? No, it's not my will be done. It's thy will be done, right? And He speaks to us. He speaks to us with His Spirit. And what do? We say, oh, well, I don't know about that. Well, I need to pray about that. That seems crazy. It's like, well, maybe it's supposed to be crazy. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought that maybe He wants to take you on some crazy ass fucking adventure so that you'll make these mistakes and you will find just how useless and stupid you are and how insignificant you are, and guess what? He's gonna change you through that. He's gonna change you through that. You have one of two choices when you're faced with this shit. You can either say, well, I'm insignificant and I'll just never be anything and I'll just give up. Or you can say, well, fuck that shit. I gotta find a way to make myself useful. All right, let's go. Let's do this. And guess what? He will show you. He will show you the way. And guess what? When we talk about give God the glory and this kind of shit, there is no glory to give if there is no glory in you. Do you understand that? You have to go get the glory and then attribute the glory to Him. What fucking glory is there in, well, I'm going to bitch about the government and then go work for them? Like, what? Why? That makes no sense. You're working for the enemy. Anyway, all this shit drives me nuts. And the only solution is to grow a pair of fucking balls and just quit. Find something else to do. Where there's a will, there's a way. You will find a way. And if you don't, you'll learn a hell of a lot. And you'll be homeless, maybe. But, I mean, who fucking cares? You have resources there, too, right? You have resources for everything. You can always learn how to swallow your pride and go ask for money on the goddamn street corner or something. But are you going to get there? Yeah, of course. Like, how do you fucking know you're going to even wind up there? Anyway, all that aside, you got to grow a pair of balls, and that's the only way out of it. You have to drop the pride and stop thinking that you know what the hell you're talking about. So that's that. That's pretty much all I want to talk about. That, and sort of in the same vein, a lot of people, this is pretty much in the same vein. I've seen people asking recently, like, how do they phrase it? How do you bring life back to the Bible? How do you bring that energy and excitement, that vim and that vigor back into reading the scripture? And my answer to that is to put the fucking book down and go live life. Like, God, and it's I hate saying that, but it's true. It's true. You want to know why? Because we're supposed to live life first. We're supposed to live life in this world. This is like the primary thing that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be going out and living life in the world, among the non-believers and believers, among them all. Doesn't matter, right? We're supposed to be going out there and making a difference and standing up for what's right and doing this kind of thing. That's primary. The Bible is secondary to that. So we're supposed to go out and live life and then use the Bible as a reference point as to, what we experience out there. So most Christians do the exact opposite. They live in their Bible and they use the world as a reference point. That's what they do. Well, the world, I'm so much better than the world because X, Y, Z, and the world does this, but I don't do that. Who the fuck are you, right? You're just sitting around throwing stones. You're not doing anything. You're doing nothing to change anything except just fucking talking about it. So the point is, go live life, go out and make a difference, go and do these things. The Bible is the reference point. The Bible is not your fucking home where you're supposed to live. You're not supposed to set up camp and just read your Bible completely disconnected from everything in the world, which is how most Christians live. It's nuts, man. It drives me freaking insane. And it's like shocking to me that I have to say this, but like you're supposed to live life first, and then all of like the heady stuff, all of the theology, all that kind of shit is secondary. Notice every single person in the Bible, right? Every single human, I should say. The Messiah was a little bit different. Every single human in the Bible, sure, they were well versed in the scriptures, but guess what? They were also high impact people. I was reading the genealogy of Christ today, and it struck me, and I'd never noticed this before, how much royalty is in his lineage. I don't know how I missed that. There's kings, there's leaders, there's significant people who are like referenced in the Bible and things like that. But it was surprising. Like the most influential people gave birth to Christ, right? That's significant. So like, maybe I'm wrong about this. I don't think any of them were like Pharisees or like biblical scholars or anything like that. Could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not that well versed. Out of all the names I saw, I didn't recognize any of the like classic sort of prophet types. And I think that's significant. It's not to say that the prophet types aren't useful or that they're less valuable. It's just that maybe that's not what you're supposed to do, right? Maybe that's not what you are supposed to do. Maybe you are supposed to do something different. Because I'll tell you something. Most people I see trying to live like prophets, they don't do it right. And they don't do it well. And they fucking suck at it. They're not insightful. They're not interesting. It has become Like, the biggest scammy field that exists is just like being a commentator and this kind of shit, which is basically being a prophet, right? It's being a prophet / priest. And all they are giant fucking sponges on society. They offer nothing of value. They offer no real, like, good perspective shift. They just parrot things that someone who is valuable has been saying, right? Like, 0.1% of them are useful. Everyone else is useless. And the fact that you want to be one of them might be an indication of something inside that you need to work on. Like, why do you want to be something that's useless? You know if your calling is to be a prophet and to speak truth to people. Because when you speak truth to them, it shocks them. Right? And they're like, "Whoa, I've never heard that." Like, "Wow, you're speaking such great truth." Like, I follow people on Twitter who get these kind of comments all the time, right? And they're far and few between. But anyway, all that to say, don't live in your Bible. Live life. The Bible is a reference point. This is the way it's supposed to be. And I'm getting texts from my wife. I think our son is acting out. What a bummer. Anyway, discipline is coming for my son, and discipline is coming for you if you don't quit your goddamn job